5 minutes.
Your awareness may be powerful enough to control your instincts. Your instinct will be to remove your hand from the box.
It's your girl Meesh, and welcome to another episode of the LUV MEESH Podcast. Hey loves, welcome to part 2 of Self-Trust Podcast. I'm going to go over my journal prompts and then I have a couple of clips. So my first journal prompt came from CCB's podcast, The Chrism Kiss. She mentioned she actually did a podcast and she did an email, like I'm part of her email. Let me see. Okay. So I basically got the message twice. Self-trust is one of the most powerful tools that we can have in our toolbox. It's so funny that she said that because my mom always says in life, there's a toolbox and she can give you all the tools that you'll need for this life, but some you may not need yet. For me, it would be, like being a mom and being a wife and stuff. I can still have those tools. I'm just not actively using them yet. So I connected those two for me personally, but self-trust is one of the most powerful tools that we can have in our toolbox. As I read that, the reason that it's the most powerful, as I mentioned before, as it gives permission. It opens the door. It gives the invitation to allow things to happen. It gives that energy. It gives that vibration versus fear, low vibrational, you don't really have that energy to do much. You're just kind of stuck. You're going in the wrong direction. Trust to me is like, if I think of things as like a up and a down, up being higher, down being lower. Trust is like a upper, higher vibration. But it can also be inverted. It can also be a low vibration if you're just giving it to everybody. So to me, trust with the help of, knowledge, wisdom, and intuition, it should be steering you up. I'm going to keep on going with my notes here. Trusting ourselves can open doors and take us to places that self-doubt can never. The relationship that you have with yourself is your number one priority. Even though she's saying relationship, the trust that you have with yourself is the number one priority, is what I got from that. And trust to me can be like whenever I'm going through a situation, I usually reach out to my family and my friends, and we have this whole powwow, and they kind of like walk me through. Like having trust in others, but never having trust in myself. It was not building that muscle of being able to handle things. Now, I'm always going to have to rely on a person to get me through because, I'm not figuring it out on my own, so to speak. So, you know how they say you feed a man, you'll feed him every day. But if you teach him to fish, he becomes self-sufficient. So, yeah, it's kind of like that. Let me just make sure I'm not missing. I really got to get some like highlighters and color pencils and stuff. It's like black and white, black and white, black and white. I'm going to throw this in here because I think it's a connection. So, where did I get this from? This is coming from Introvert Dear. And they're talking about emotional. They're talking about mindfulness and emotions, how you can check in with your mood, thoughts, bodies, and sensations. However, as I keep going, it gives an example. So it says, find the message behind the emotion and take action. So although we're talking about self-trust, there's an emotion that's emitted with that. So I'm going to bring it together in a minute. The example that they gave is anxiety. You have anxiety about public speaking. The message that anxiety is giving you is that doing well is important and we don't want to fail. The action is prepare for the public speaking, support, get support from family and friends. Remind yourselves that your worth is not based on the outcome. So some people may shake their hands, some people may faint, some people may sweat and do nothing. No, didn't get the message, no action. With trust, for me, it's usually that gut feeling. Like a person can straight up be lying and I have a gut feeling. But I'm over here saying, no, they're telling the truth. Like, no, bitch. You only get this feeling when they're lying. Little do they know you a whole lie detector. But it's up to me to tap in and trust myself. That myself is going to be honest, more honest with me than anybody else ever will. I don't care who they are. So that butterfly feeling could mean, this person is lying or beware or, proceed with caution. And then the action could be, to just watch, examine, and depending on how things go, take action to move left, exit stage left. So I thought that was interesting. I wanted to share that. I had already went over the beta waves with y'all, but I wanted to stick to trust. I be getting so much stuff. Okay, so Julia Bellegarde from HSP Empowerment sent an email. Do you believe in yourself? Believing in yourself is the same thing as trust. Do you see how many different ways you can get the same message? Do you trust yourself? Do you believe in yourself? And then depending on how you answer that question, your action should line up with that. And it's like, oh my gosh, some of the fears that I have are not just made up fears. They're fears because I'm not trusting myself. Or because I'm not trusting myself, now I have this fear of doing X, Y, Z. It's like, oh my gosh, it's just painting such a big picture. HSP, this is from the HSP podcast. HSPs are givers. And she says, HSP are givers. Don't forget to receive. And you know what? I took a screenshot of that. I had another message I get these emails from, God is calling or, daily message from God. Hold on, I'll tell you in a minute. And it said the same thing. And I was like, oh my God. Spirit be talking to me all damn day. Hold on, I'm getting there. I hope I ain't deleted. Oh, not mean to be yarning. My bad, y'all. Damn, did I do the screenshot or not? Yes. It's, let me see. Trying to get the damn website. Well, it's all devotion, message from God, daily messages to connect you with God. Today, God wants you to know that your ability to receive is as equally important to your ability to give. Since we're talking about trust, let's put that in there. God wants you to know that your ability to trust others is as equally, or your ability to trust yourself is equally as important to your ability to trust others. You see how those messages can be? And they give a little example. Have you ever bought a special gift working hard just to get it, only to be refused by the person you were giving it to? That didn't feel right, did it? Our relationships are greatly enhanced when we become not only generous givers, but generous receivers as well. When we know how to accept gladly and wholeheartedly, embracing the gift as an extension of the giver, it takes both giving and receiving for care and generosity to flow unimpeded. Now, I am a gift giver. Pandora bracelet. I used to do Tiffany. I bought my sister Tiffany ring, bought me ring, kiss and case. I don't know. It's just something with jewelry, something with me, something with crystals. I just can't get away from them. Charms and all, magical stuff like that. There's little messages in that stuff. And silver jewelry, not especially 99.9, wards away evil spirits and all types of stuff like that. So it's probably deeper than what I'm connecting it to, but excuse me. My mom and my sister they don't like elaborate gifts. And so when I'll do an elaborate gift and they may want me to return it, or, they're not over the moon like how I would be, it kind of hurts. It's like, you know how many hours I had to work for this? So again, I'm being reminded, but I also had to learn that there's different love languages, so tap into their language as well, so that you can get that energy that you would hope to receive from being a gift giver. So I have to remember that too. But trusting in myself as much as I trust in others. Okay, so back to the HSP podcast. Here's what it says. HSP are givers. Don't forget to receive. Trust in yourself. Trust and believe in yourself. And because we get those feelings, I remember I was saying butterflies, etc., etc. She was saying there's nothing wrong with you. It's a gift. So in order to trust in myself and to believe in my gift, I have to understand my gift a little bit more and also listen to it. Because if it's warning me of danger and I ignore it, that's not helping anything. And I think that might be it for trust. Daily this is my most recent. Daily the treasure of trust. Trust in each other. Again, you see how I be getting messages? Faith in one another. Knowing that we are loved and cared for enables us to develop a greater trust in people who matter the most. By trusting in and valuing the treasure that you have at home, security and encouragement. By trusting in and valuing the treasure you have at home, security and encouragement. Valuing the treasure that you have at home. So valuing the intuition that warns me, valuing myself is a form of self-trust. And by following that intuition, by fully trusting in myself, I'll reap the benefits of security, not, harming myself, being hurt, going down wrong paths, and encouragement, which will just push me further and further into learning and trusting myself and, again, avoiding such situations. So I just cannot get away. So, okay, Spirit, self-trust, we're on it. I also found a website that does affirmations. I pre-recorded the affirmations. I'm going to let them play. And I also have a Pinterest for self-trust, and I'm going to play that as well, and then I'll be back. I absolutely love this site called motivationping.com. They have all categories of affirmations that you can ever think of. The one I'm going to go over with this podcast will be trust and uncertainty affirmations. Here we go. Positive affirmations to help you develop trust in yourself, others, and life. Are you unsure of yourself? Do you doubt things about your life? Do you second guess whether or not things will go your way? If you are uncertain, here are a list of the best daily positive affirmations and motivational quotes that will help you trust yourself, others, life, God, and the universe. Affirmations for trusting yourself. I trust myself. I believe in myself and my abilities. I am capable of achieving my goals. I am strong, independent, and intelligent. Every day I am improving. I am becoming the person I want to be. I radiate with confidence and self-esteem. I make good choices. I am smart and confident. Affirmations for trusting God. I trust in God completely. I am aligned with my higher self. I am connected to the divine energy. I am blessed in many ways by God. I surrender to God's will. I strongly believe God has good plans for me. Affirmations for trusting your partner. I am loved, respected, and appreciated by my partner. I have every reason to trust my partner. I feel safe and secure in my relationship. I trust and love my partner unconditionally. Trusting my partner is easy for me. I am becoming a more trusting person every day. Affirmations for trusting the universe. The universe brings me everything I need. Everything is happening perfectly in my life. I believe the universe will bring me joy. I am completely aligned with the universe. I trust that everything happens for a reason. I trust the universe even in hard times. I am beginning to trust the universe more. I find it natural to trust the universe. Affirmations for uncertainty. I am sure of myself. Everything is happening perfectly. I am well prepared for any situation. I will face any challenge with wisdom and clarity. I will remain calm and centered. I am balanced and peaceful in hard situations. Trust quotes and sayings. Trust the process. To conquer the unknown, you must trust. As soon as you trust yourself, you will know how to live. Start each day with a grateful heart. He who does not trust enough will not be trusted. Trust the unknown, trust yourself, let go of searching for answers, and the answers will appear. The best way to find out if you can trust somebody is to trust them. You must trust and believe in people, or life becomes impossible. The more you believe in yourself, the more you could trust yourself. The more you trust yourself, the less you compare yourself to others. We may meet so many people along this long road, but it is of no use until we finally meet ourselves. When you can trust yourself, you can expect miracles to happen. Have enough courage to trust love one more time, and always one more time. It's a funny thing about life. Once you begin to take note of the things you are grateful for, you begin to lose sight of the things that you lack. There is no one more powerful than the one who trusts in their own heart. Trustful people are the pure at heart, as they are Trustful people are the pure at heart, as they are moved by the zeal of their own trustworthiness. I think that was the last one. Nope. Believe in yourself. You are braver than you think, more talented than you know, and capable of more than you imagine. Optimism is a happiness magnet. If you stay positive, good things and good people will be drawn to you. Trust yourself. Create the kind of self that you will be happy to live with all your life. Make the most of yourself by fanning the tiny inner sparks of possibility into flames of achievement. Believe in your infinite potential. Your only limitations are those you set upon yourself. Good thing comes to those who believe. Better things come to those who are patient. The best things come to those who never give up. Remind yourself every day, I am in charge of my happiness. I will not let anything outside of myself control me. I am creating a life that feels good on the inside, and it will turn into experiences that are good on the outside. My self-trust Pinterest, the link will be in the description. So we're going to start with mental note. Trust the process. No matter how many detours we take or delays we encounter, we are being led to our specific purpose. Turn your wounds into wisdom. Oprah Winfrey. I don't trust people who don't love themselves and tell me I love you. There is an African saying which is, be careful when a naked person offers you a shirt. What's for me will always be for me. That's why I relax. I don't need to compete or seek validation. What's for me is always for me. Understand that healing and growing can distance you from people who you once had a bond with. It can also bring you closer to those who will heal and grow with you. The time in between can be difficult, but there is so much to learn in solitude. I am trusting my intuition. I am listening to my inner guidance. I am mantra.com. I get that email every day. Trust the timing of your life. Like, trust is just touching so many different realms. I know what I bring to the table, so trust me when I say I'm not afraid to eat alone. Trust the universe and let things happen. Have complete trust in life. I have a plan. Do you trust me, universe? To my younger self, I'm sorry you went through that. I'm sorry you made those choices that hurt you. I'm sorry that you believed that you were unworthy. I want you to know that you made the choices you did with the feelings and limited experience that you had at the time. You did your best with what you knew. Don't worry. I'm taking over now. A new chapter has begun. I promise you that I will look after us. We're in this together. I love you. Every time I read that, I tear up. Every time I read that, I tear up. Like, my body is responding. Like, we forgive you. It's okay. Oh, my God. Let me tell you the part that gets me. I'm sorry that you went through that. Bam. I'm sorry the choices that you made. Bam. But they end up hurting you. I'm sorry that you believe that you were unworthy. Like, what? Like, the choices that you make prove who you really are. Like, that's the kicker. Like, if you deemed yourself worthy, you wouldn't put yourself in certain situations. Like, oh my God. I want you to know that you made the choices you did with the feelings and limited experience that you had. That's for me. That whole limited experience, because you got to live through life. And the more you live it, the more you learn, the less stuff you get in. But if you fresh, you're going to get a whole bunch of stuff because you knew. Let me see. I done got rid of. I told you I hate how my Pinterest folders be going away. Okay, let's see. Self-trust is as important as self-care. How I learned to trust others by learning to trust myself. I am confident and trust myself. I am at peace with my past. I am in love with my present, and I'm excited for my future. Girl, there is a past version of yourself that would be so proud of how far you've come. If braving relationships with other people is braving connection, self-trust is braving self-love. Out of all the things I've lost, I miss my ability to trust again the most. That's really hard for me. Everything is working for my highest good. I trust the universe. I am aligned. I am on time. I can always trust in me. You owe it to yourself to trust yourself. Remember who you are. Girl, trust yourself. I trust, I believe, I let go. Trust in self, trust in God, trust in others, trust in life. The greatest trust I require of myself is that of self-trust. Less perfection chasing, more self-trust. Trust yourself. Trust yourself and the divine in you. I know that all things are working together to support you living your best life. One of the biggest casualties with heartbreak and disappointment in our struggle is not just the loss of trust with other people, but the loss of self-trust. Self-trust is the first secret of success. Those who only look outside, searching for answers and confirmation, will never know the true meaning of self-trust. God, I'm not okay. I'm not myself. I'm drained. Please calm my mind, heal my heart, and take my worries away. Amen. I think I got this one in here twice. Yeah. Affirmations for trust. I trust that I'm always supported. It is safe to trust myself. I know what is best for me. I trust myself to make the right decisions. I use discernment when listening to others. I am attuned to the message of my heart. I trust myself. I believe in myself. I choose thoughts that serve my highest good. I act on inspiration and insight. I trust my inner guidance. Dear future self, I hope you're reading this, wishing you have told me what was going to happen, the good things and the bad things. I hope you were happy with the place you are in, where you know facing all those fears and bad times is worth it. I hope you wake up every morning glad you woke up this morning and feel blessed for this day. I hope you have found your happiness in people, things, places, and anything else. I hope you speak of these rough times in a great way, not a bad way, because this time is great and I am blessed to have everything that I have and everyone that I have. I hope your life is going the way you wanted it to, and I hope you're taking great care of yourself. I hope you are a sunshine ray to everyone else that walks near you. I hope it inspires them to be joyous, present, and exist fully. I cannot absolutely wait to be you. I think that was the last one. So yeah, that was my Pinterest self-trust. And I actually have self-trust affirmations that I wanted to go over. So I'll do those next. So I'm going to let you hear 3 clips from a young lady who's very wise. And then I'll give my opinion on all 3 clips. And I hope this resonates with you as much as it resonates with me.
So the thing is, we can't have a healthy relationship with other people if we have a toxic relationship with ourselves. If we don't even trust ourselves, if we don't even truly love ourselves, if we don't treat ourselves the way that we want other people to treat us. A lot of the time, we don't even have good boundaries. We don't uphold our own boundaries. We don't do the things that we say we're going to do for ourselves. We have a toxic relationship with ourselves, and then we want to go out and have healthy relationships with other people because we think that'll help, right? But it won't. So work on your relationship with yourself. I don't know who needs to hear this, but stop judging yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself. You're doing the best you can, and I'm so proud of you, and you need to be so proud of yourself as well. I am worthy. You are worthy of forgiveness. Every single day, every single morning, every single moment, you can decide to forgive yourself and to move on. We are humans. We make mistakes. Forgive yourself if you haven't lately. But the next way that I build trust within myself is by being decisive and risky. Maybe not so much on the risky part. This has always been hard for me. I have always identified as a indecisive person. Like, making decisions on anything is super hard. But I am learning the more that I am decisive and I know what I want, the more confident that I feel in myself and who I am. So literally practice doing this on a daily basis. I used to ask my boyfriend every day, do you want this or this? Can you decide? I can't decide. You know, do you want to eat this or this today? Like, all day, every day. Didn't want to make a decision to save my life. But now I am realizing I need to start making decisions. Like, it is super important for me to be decisive. Just making those small little decisions throughout the day is super important.
Okay, so she talks about toxic relationship with yourself, forgiveness, and trust. So when she mentioned toxic relationship, what came to my mind was, if you're experiencing a lot of external toxic relationships, work, family, friends, significant others, and they're mirrors, what does that say about you? I was like, oh my God. So you cannot have a toxic external relationship unless you have a toxic internal relationship. I was like, oh my God. Okay, and then she talks about trust. So first step is identifying the problem. Toxic relationship itself. Second step is fixing the problem. Start to build that trust. So if we have an intuition that's warning us and, you know, it's there for us, for our best interests, and if you never take heed to it, that's going to be detrimental to your health. It's going to bring about that lack of self-trust, and things will just go downhill from there. So by building that muscle of, okay, this is and I think journaling will help me, which is why I cannot wait to get my emotional journal. So today I had extreme anxiety. This is what was going on. I'm going to, peep game, and I'll come back to this journal because this is the feeling. And if I catch the pattern, like my spiritual advisor says, know your patterns. Everything that she teaches, I just hear it in the back of my mind now. Know your patterns. It's so funny. Like, you know what someone else said? You cannot complete this thing called life without people. So I would love to be on a planet by myself, but it doesn't work like that. Different people have different talents, different gifts, and when we all share with each other, we're just helping each other be our best selves. Whether it's someone's hurting you, still teaching a message, or making you laugh, still teaching you a message. So we have to thank all of our teachers, welcome all of our teachers, but most importantly, pass or learn our lessons, and so that when they visit us again, we can pass and, just get stronger and better and better and better. And then she talks about what was the last one? Was it trust? I skipped one. Forgiveness. Toxic relationship. Forgive yourself. Trust yourself. when I had read the affirmations about trust, it really like choked me up. Like my body was saying, oh. So I don't know about you, but how many people have you forgiven in your life? And how many times have you forgave yourself? Like we just run around here forgiving everybody else but ourselves. I mean, maybe I'm the only one that's guilty of that. But just saying that, realizing that, breathing that, sitting in that, a wave just like goes over my body. Like you're forgiven. Like even in religious aspects, we are forgiven by something outside of ourselves. I think it should start with self before anything else, can offer it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just something happened when I did that. I just feel different. I probably released some type of energy. But yeah, that was needed. So hopefully y'all caught that too. And the phone just was on 111. Okay, so then we have a couple of more clips, and then we're going to wrap up the second part of this episode. I actually wanted to post this today, but on the first episode, I played Kehlani's song through Spotify, so they have to screen it before I can release it. And I don't want to release part 2 without part 1, so by the time you hear this, just know I've been wanting to get it out, but there's this thing called patience.
Some anxieties and some competing timelines. When I say timelines, I just mean like if you think of like alternative paths that you could take, alternative realities and stuff. I think we're always picking a timeline based on the choices that we're making. And yeah, our lives could look any number of ways, but it's so ungrounding and anxiety provoking to get caught up in what could be, what should be even, and what would have been if we had taken other actions. I don't think that's important. I think what's important is feeling grounded into trusting that what we get ourselves into is what we need to get ourselves into. And eventually we can make enough mistakes or fail enough times to know what we really want, to reorient ourselves on the path that we really feel good about being on. And it's never too late to change our paths or to ground ourselves into that reflection and into that trust. And I know trust is a big word, and or it's a big energy is what I mean to say, is that it's easy to talk about, maybe not as easy to tune into. And there are different avenues to it. What some people call faith is probably what I call trust, but to me, trust feels stronger. Trust feels grounded into experience, whereas faith sort of has a connotation that we're that leap of faith that we're sort of like going out on a limb, like we're choosing to have faith in something that we can't prove or that we maybe don't have direct experience in, but we're choosing to believe it. To me, that's what faith sort of connotates. And I'm sure that some people relate to faith in the way that I relate to trust, but I choose to use that word because what I've said, it feels like it's a stronger, more grounded word. And I've had, experiences that have really grounded me into that trust, and I'm extremely grateful for that because I didn't have that for most of my childhood and adolescence. And so, I don't know what that path to really grounding into trust looks like for everyone.
Now, you can check out Resounding Source on YouTube. I really like how he added the word faith in the place of trust, because he used it an anchor. And I remember hearing that time and time again in my Christian upbringing. My hope is anchored in the Lord. I have faith in the Lord. Faith. It's the same. Faith, trust go hand in hand. He's absolutely right. So they're both like the belief in, faith and trust. You definitely want to have that faith and belief in yourself And he mentioned that he didn't have that for his childhood. I don't think I've had it until like the light bulb have just went off, like to trust in myself. Like, I think I have lived an external life, like, you know, you want to go to this school, you need to do that, the XYZ to get there. You want to get these degrees. You want to go up the career ladder, you need to do XYZ. But nothing, I don't think I've been doing the internal work. It's just so surprising. Like there's so many different journeys you can have in life, which is no judgment. Somebody may have come here to just party their life away. Who am I to judge, right? But I love how he mentioned there's many paths, because every choice that you take does take you somewhere else. And my mind just like, I feel like I can stare in astral travel. I don't have to be asleep to astral travel. My mind just does it because I just gaze off. And I'm about to research that and go a little bit deeper in that. But as he was saying it, my mind just veered off of how I am this badass successful realtor selling $1 million homes with heels and my iPad and, you know, fancy clothes and shoes and fancy office and clientele. Like my mind literally just zoomed there. Now I have to trust in myself and have faith in myself that I can do what it takes to get there. And I feel like because I failed the real estate class so many times, that dampened my spirits. And although I passed, I'm so very happy. My spirits are dampened once again because I don't want to sell homes and I don't have my own home. That's like, I don't want to deliver babies to other people and I don't have a baby. And that people can do that. That's fine. I'm pretty sure some realtors that are staying in an apartment right now selling homes. But it's always the experience for me. I want to have the experience of having my own child. Now I'm helping other mothers deliver. You know, I want to have the experience of having my own home. Now I can help others. Because how am I going to go through all this paperwork and tell them it's going to be okay, and I haven't been through the process? So it looks like my road to real estate is going to take a little bit longer just because I want to build up that trust within myself, that confidence of getting my own home and then helping other people get there. So just interesting, like knowing more about yourself. And, you know, it's not that you're a procrastinator. There's just other things, other emotions and feelings are trying to tell you why you're doing the things that you do. And yeah, this journey is just amazing. It's self. And they tell you, oh, don't be selfish. Yes, be selfish every fucking day. That's what this life is about. And if everybody was selfish, the world would be a better place. But we in everybody else's business but our own. It's all about self-love, growth, and development. It's the biggest trick. Man, it's the biggest trick. But I have another clip, so I'm going to play that and then I'll come right back.
Not good enough about that. And so we beat ourselves up. The next sign that you don't trust yourself is you have no problem breaking promises to yourself. How often do we do this, where we would never break a promise to someone else, but when it comes to committing to something for ourselves, we have no problem breaking that promise. We have no problem just saying, oh, well, I'll get to that later. Oh, it's not that important. I can do it later and I can start tomorrow. We're saying, we're not saying it's not that important. We're saying, I'm not that important. The next sign that you don't trust yourself is you pass off decisions to others more often than not. When you're out at a restaurant, or when you're even just deciding on going to a restaurant, you're always defaulting to someone else. You're always letting other people make those decisions. Well, I don't know, you decide. And it's one thing to kind of compromise and to do a little bit of back and forth, but it's another thing to default to other people a lot of the time, if not most of the time, or even when it comes to life decisions. I don't know, what do you think I would do? And that's different than just getting feedback and opinions, where we can feel that like I need permission from someone else. I need someone else to make this decision for me. Because I don't trust that if I make my own decision and it doesn't go the way that I expect it to, that I'm not going to be terrible to myself. So at least if somebody else makes the decision, then I'm not to blame.
Now, she was so passionate with her speech. Y'all got to go hear the whole YouTube. She is so passionate about that topic. Oh, my God. But she has a point. Like, I can remember, like, every single time. And this is why I feel like I'm in solitude, because I am doing things on my own. But I have so many people that I can confide in. Males, females, my parents, family, friends. And they all are so loving and genuine. But it's like, you're solving my problem for me. I don't know how to solve them. So I'm constantly coming to you. This happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. And I built like a codependent relationship, so to speak. And I feel like I just broke them all. And I want to build them outside of that. Like, I don't even want to bring up what I'm going through, so to speak. I just want it to be a more like, you know, this is what we're doing versus, oh my God, this is going on. And like, everybody has been my fucking therapist. This is so sad. What a sad realization. And I just have not done the work. I just wanted to focus on happy emotions and having a good time. And I don't know. I don't fucking know what made me even decide to want to do the work. I don't even know. I don't even know. This life is really something. I went from partying. Now, I will balance partying in school. I definitely did that. And I will balance partying and work. But it was never, even though I've been spiritual since a babe, I don't even remember doing the work as a Christian. So there's that. But now I'm in this whole new spiritual, I don't even want to put it in a box, but now I'm looking into all aspects of spirituality. And it's like pulling me to change, really. And you usually talk about change like, oh, I'm going to be nice, or I'm not going to cuss this person out, or I'm not going to honk at the red light. Again, those are external changes. These are the internal changes. So it's just like, oh my God. Emotions, mind, body, and soul. Like, I started with the body, going vegan. Then it was the mind, learning all about the deep state and, you know, different aspects of spirituality. And now I feel like it's soul work that I'm on, like my emotions and my higher calling and tapping into my gift. And so yeah, self-trust is the number one, should be your number one priority. It should definitely be in the toolbox. Realizing that everybody is a mirror of you. Sometimes if there's a lot of toxic external relationships, that means you're toxic to your own self. And it's just reflecting back to you. Man, life is so funny. It's sending you everything to get you to look at you. Oh my God. I don't even know if I explained that the right way. It's like it can't tell you, hey, fix this. So it sends you people to put you through situations that in hopes would have you sit down and look at self. Oh my God. So yeah, realizing there's a problem. I have toxic self-trust and forgiving yourself. You know, journaling has been helpful for me. And I do feel like if I would have journaled my whole life, where would I be? I'd be able to go back and be like, oh, hell no. This happened and this happened and this. But I have, my memories are just, you know, the mind is unlimited. Like my sister says her mind is a file cabinet. Well, mine is just there. Okay? Scatterbrain. Which is why I like journaling so much and why I'm, you know, made the planner. And, you know, just life is helping me organize this shit. I see what's going on. Yeah, so forgiving yourself by reflecting and making better choices and trusting yourself to make better choices. Because you can be in a freeze where you don't want to move forward because you're afraid you'll mess up again. And I feel like that's where blockages, when they say your chakra's blocked or you start to have an illness, I feel like that's what comes into play too. And once you forgive yourself and, allow yourself to do the things and to trust what it does and to listen and to do what it says, then you're on your way to building better trust with yourself. So there's toxic self-trust. Apologize to yourself and build self-trust by listening to yourself and following your intuition. My messages be hella long, but it really was like that one sentence. So I hope you enjoyed the episode of self-trust. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Let me see. Don't forget to check out my planner. If you go to my link tree and click on the Mommy and Me, you can see the video oracle cards that I put up, or inspiration. Some people are scared of oracle. Like, my mom sees oracle, she's not going to pick it up. But if I say inspiration card, she'll pick it up. So I think I'm going to be like a dual person. Like, I want to do a book like, bitch, get your shit together. And then on the, for people like that resonate. And then I want to be like, girl, get your life, for other people. But it's like the same book. Kind of how like artists have to do rated R. And they can sell those in the store. But on the radio, it has to be like E for everyone or whatever. I feel like because I'm spiritual, I'm going to have like spiritual stuff. And then because I love my Christian community and I know, they have their morals and they just don't understand. I have to change the wording so that they will receive the message. And that's really life. It really be the same messages over and over again with different names and different turns, not to offend someone or to, feed them milk over steak. It's ridiculous. It really is. I don't care how the truth got to come. Just give it to me. But yeah, let me come to. So yeah, Spirit has been on my ass. No stop. So it's 7.9 billion people in this world, yet you met me. Not by happen chance. It's a divine meeting. May we guide each other well. Keep learning, evolving, and spreading love. And I hope you see the fruits of your labor. Namaste, love a stay, and always vibe high, babe. And it's 111. Imagine that. Just give me a minute. Angels is trying to tell me something. Like right on the dot. 111. I hear you. I hear you, angels. I hear you, Spirit. And right before I did this, I was like, let me put this in baby. I was like, speak through me. No, that's not where I wanted to put that. I was like, speak to me, let this message be for, who it's intended to be. Oh, I got one called Oh Baby. I'm on Pinterest and this baby stuff coming up. Imagine that. All right, Lord. Okay, Lord, I see you. And I see a tiara. Crown me. Sun salutations. Okay, so let me go to 111. Intuition. This is so fucking funny. This is how we gonna end the podcast. 111. Intuition. Trust your gut and listen to your heart. I got to tell my spiritual advisor, we got a little baby oracle over here. Oh my God. Isn't that wild? 111. Intuition. Trust the whole purpose of the podcast. Your intuition, your gut. And listen to your heart. I think that's a major part of it too. Because your gut can say one thing, but your heart, but the both of them combined, it should be confirmation. If they not in alignment, that may be a sign. Your intuition saying one thing, your heart saying another, that might be a sign. If they can't get along, something is wrong. But if they both on the same page, it's a go. Wow. Another one says 111 is a call to step into living your light work, to embody your higher spirit, to live in vibrational alignment with love, and to inspire others to do the same. Oh my gosh, spirit, you better show out now. OMG. Numerology. Let me put this one in there too. All right, now y'all showing that. Don't let me know I could get answers like this. I'll be asking for the lottery numbers. Okay. So yeah, I will catch you guys on the next episode. Bye. Thanks a million for listening. There's a million podcasts in the world. You clicked on this one, little on this one, to hear what I have to say. I hope universe has a special message for you. You can reach me on Linktree at /love.meesh. I hope you have a better than great day. Love ya. Talk to you later. Bye.
You all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. And yet, I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction. And all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth.